Okay, this was a out-of-body experience I had. Let's see, when was the month? I don't know, it was probably around March 2014. Yeah, it's been about, probably not quite 3 years ago, but almost 3 years ago now. Like shit, it just rolled over to 2017. So yeah, this experience was a couple years ago, or a little longer. But anyway, okay, so during this whole week, when I had this experience, I had about 3 or 4 other abductions in the same week. And the being abducted me pretty much the same way. Like he would like fly down on my room, just really, really fast, fly down and then fly me out, like whip me out through the top of my head, my astral body, my whole consciousness and everything. That's how fast these beings abduct you. They just fly down, they abduct you that fast. Sometimes not, but most of the time they abduct you very, 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 very fast. Astrally anyway. When they physically abduct, it's a little different. They still do it fast, but it's a little different when they physically abduct. They make more of a commotion when they do that. I don't know why the reptilians can't physically abduct. Or at least not me, they don't. The Greys do. And I don't know if any reptilians are working for those Greys that have physically abducted me or not. I don't know. I don't think so. I've never seen them on the ships. I've seen Mantis being, the Greys, and a bubble-butt headed being. I never saw a reptilian when I had those flashbacks of that physical abduction. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know. They just don't. Some of them, I guess, just don't have the technology. They don't have the right to physically abduct you or whatever. The Greys do, but some of the Greys. So I don't know. I don't know why reptilians don't physically abduct me, but I don't want them to physically abduct me anyway. But the Greys do once in a blue moon. Yeah, that'd be kind of scary if a group of reptilians physically abducted me. That would be kind of scary. Okay, so, yeah, so during this whole week, 2014, probably around February or March 2014, I think, I had about, like 4 abductions, and this being abducted me, swooped down, and then swooped me out of the top of my head, and then just, and then plopped me down in the virtual reality scene. Yeah, they don't like screw around and, you know, manifest in your bedroom physically and la 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 la. I'm here to abduct you. It's not like that. They do it really, 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 really fast. But yeah, I had about 4 abductions during this whole week and of 2014. And like I say, the being, and it could have been Joel, because at the time that was before I named him, and that was before I realized the being, the same being, kept coming forward to give me a lot of this, you know, a lot of my experiences. So it could have been Joel that gave me some of these experiences, no doubt, some of these abductions that I had during this whole week. The other one I haven't talked about yet, but that other one I already talked about, that one to the tropical resort. Well, that one, he didn't come down and just whip me out through the top of my head. That one, he just instigated, just bam, in the car and driving off the cliff around the corner. But there was this experience, and there was a couple others I haven't talked about yet, where, yeah, he abducted me the exact same way. He came flying down, and then just, and then yanked me through the top of my head, and then just, bam, then he just plops me in the virtual reality scenario. But that other one I haven't talked about yet. And like I said, that abduction and this abduction was probably the same being because he abducted me the exact same way. There's been other ones too, like I said, where the being will abduct me like that, just like fling me out through the top of my head. My whole astral body, they just fling you out. Your whole astral body, they have magical powers like that. They can even just kind of like, they've even pilled me out. Like, I'd be laying there on my stomach, on my back, and they literally could just kind of just like, just pull the top layer of you out, just kind of like peel you off. Like they're peeling your astral body off your physical body. They've abducted me like that before too. It's really cool. They can abduct me in many, 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 many different ways. Okay, and memory just came back with this experience too, so I can't forget to talk about that part. Okay, so anyway, so the being, he placed me in a gift shop. Well, he told me it was a gift shop because they already programmed my mind and stuff for these experiences. But really, it wasn't a gift shop. It really was more like a porn shop. But anyway, the being came down, from the sky, so to speak, in my bedroom, the reptilian being, and just swooped me out, abducted me through the top of my head, just whoosh, fling me out, my astral body and consciousness, and then just gently just whoosh, placed me down into the gift shop. But it's really a porn shop. And I started walking along, like la 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 la. Over to my left was a magazine rack. Just like the picture here is a magazine rack. And it had a bunch of Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition. Which is kind of funny because I've never bought, I'm familiar with the Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition, but I've never bought those magazines before. And so anyway, so it was a Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition, and I just kept looking at all of the calendars. Well, actually, yeah, some of them were calendars and some magazines, and so I started talking to the being. I was like, okay, well, this isn't very sexual, because all you saw was like, half their boobs or whatever. I told the being that wasn't very sexual. Okay, so then the rack was to my left, the magazine rack. So then after I told him that okay, this isn't very sexual, these magazines and the calendars or whatever. So then as I walked off, then all of a sudden sexual arousal came all over my body. He sexually aroused my whole body as I started to walk off after I told him that. Then the funny thing is, there was this familiar guy. I can't really think of who he is now, but he's still familiar to me. I just can't think who he is. He was a short guy, probably like 30. And what I did was, it's like he, I don't know if he was just a patron or if he worked there. I don't know. It almost seemed like he worked there. But anyway, so there was this guy ahead of me, and he was walking along, and I went up and I pushed him. The reptilians, they do make me shove people and stuff. They make me do stuff like that in my abductions. Like I'll shove people, but they're making me do it. So I shoved him. And he had kind of like longish brown hair. I shoved him. And he just started stomping off like blah, 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 blah. He started stomping off like he was going to go narc on me to whoever. And so anyway, I walked a little farther to the end of the store. I walked a little farther, and there was this 29-year-old guy, and he was showing his dong at me and playing with his dong. And it was large, like the reptilians can make things amplified. And he was presenting his dong at me. And so then, and I'm editing some parts out too. Edit. Okay, so then I go to my right, I walk to my right, and then just kind of back again over to the other part of the store. And there's like a couple adult people standing there and some old, they seem like old style computer monitors. And those two adult people, it was like a man and a woman, they actually seemed pretty familiar to me. I can't think of who they are now, but they were familiar to me. And that, like I say, that short guy was also familiar to me, the guy that I shoved. Now, that guy that was presenting his dong at me, he was not familiar, but he was good looking, and he was sitting there playing with his dong, stroking his dong. And so then, after I noticed the two adult people were standing there to my left of the computer monitors, there was like, it seemed like there was about two or three old style computer monitors. So then the reptilian, made me stand there and watch sexual stuff. So then he started putting all this live sexual stuff, on the computer screen. So then he made me climax in this one. After, well, he already sexually aroused my whole body. That feels really cool when they do that. When they sexually arouse your whole body like that, that feels really, really cool. And then he got me off after he made me watch the sexual videos on the computer monitor. I remember what, some of the videos were. I remember that. But I'm editing some, I'm not going to talk about, like, specific stuff. Yeah, okay, so anyway, that was pretty much the end of the experience. But I just thought it was kind of cool that I actually, and like I say, they program my whole brain, they programmed the whole experience in my brain before the experience. So he made me say all that, like, this isn't very sexual, and then I walk off, and then he's like, psh, and then my whole body gets sexually aroused, because they're funny like that. They like to, like, tease you like that, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, so it was a fun experience. But actually, like I say, it was more like a porn shop than a gift shop. And I know what he was trying to imitate. I think he was trying to imitate that Entertain Mart, because there is a store that I go into sometimes called Entertain Mart, and they have CDs and stuff. They don't have porn or anything, but they have CDs and like tapes and stuff like that, and games. I don't go in there very often, but I bought some movies and stuff there before, and I think that's what he was trying to imitate. And now that I think about it, the guy that I shoved, I think he was trying to imitate this coworker that I know. I think, but I'm not positive. Because actually, he would fit that guy. Not to a T, but almost. But anyway, there's one part I forgot to mention, which was really, really cool, because this is the cool part. So anyway, during this time in 2014 or whatever, I was getting real good at, talking to them for deliberate experiences. I was like, are you going to come give me an out-of-body experience? This was the time when I was talking to them on purpose to get experiences and stuff, because I figured it out that they had given me, I had already figured out that they had been giving me lots of experiences even before I knew it was them. I was conscious of a lot of out-of-body experiences back over 10 years ago. And then when I became enlightened to the reptilians in 2012, and then 2013, well, actually, I guess it was 2013, that's when I started to get good at talking to them for me to have deliberate abductions and stuff. And anyway, so I was getting real good at knowing, that it was them that was abducting me, and I knew I could feel them abduct me. I would talk to them for an experience, and then that morning, I would break the sleep cycle, and then I would split second before I'd fall asleep. I would already have, I already had talked to them for experiences or whatever, and split second before I'd fall asleep, he would come and abduct me, and I knew it was him and everything. I was already conscious of all that. I already got good at all that by, or I was getting good at that by this time. So anyway, so when he plopped me down, right when he plopped me down into the gift shop, I tried to go lower. I tried to force my body, like my astral body, lower to like try to go underground. As he plopped me down into the gift shop on my feet. I can't remember what clothes I had on or anything. I wasn't naked though. I was not naked, but I did have clothes on. I just can't remember what I had on. But so when he plopped me, when he took me out of body, plopped me down gently on my feet into the gift shop, I tried, like I already was very aware that the reptilian abducted me. I was already aware of all that. I was totally aware of all that, and that he was giving me the experience, but I tried to control it myself, and I couldn't. I could not control it because they, like I say, they control everything 100%, even though you may not know it at the time until you become attuned that it's the aliens giving you these experiences. So anyway, as he plopped me down into the gift shop, I already knew I had been abducted. And I was just like, wow. And I tried to right when he plopped me down onto the floor of the gift shop, I tried to bam, force my astral body lower, underground, under the gift shop, just to see if I could do it, just to see if I had any control. And of course, I did not. I had no control whatsoever. The reptilian controlled everything. And you cannot, you cannot alter away from what they've already programmed for you. Now, I mean, it's possible if I had a thought, in the experience, like I wanted to go do this, then maybe they could alter it a little bit. If they've already pre-programmed it for you, they probably could maybe still alter it a little bit. Like if that's your wish or whatever, it's possible. It's possible. He could have still made me oh, okay, well, she's trying to go under the freaking gift shop with her astral body. If he really wanted to, he could have made me go through the floor and then brought me back up through the floor. It's possible. I don't know, but it's possible. But yeah, because like I said, once you get attuned to your beings and wow, okay, I'm being abducted now, I'm walking around this virtual reality scenario, try to go do some things and you won't be able to do it because that's not what they program for you. Just like when I tried to I knew that one time when he stuck me down into the by the lake, and I thought to myself, I bet you I'm not going to be able to get off my ass and go over there and stick my hand down into the water. And I couldn't, because that's not what he programmed for me. You can't alter away what they already programmed for you. Okay, the end.